72 hours, 30 meters down, yet one man stayed alive. This is the nightmare and miracle of Harrison Okene, the cook who outweighted the Atlantic. 26 May 2013, 5 a.m. The Nigerian tugboat Jascon 4 is holding a Chevron tanker steady off the coast when a rogue Atlantic swell slams her broadside. Steel groans, ballast shifts, and in seconds, the 600-ton vessel somersaults like a tossed can. Water floods companionways, lights explode, and 12 crew members tumble into instant darkness. Below deck, Harrison, wearing only boxer shorts, is catapulted across his cabin as the ceiling becomes the floor. He fights through churning seawater, slams into a bathroom door, and finally claws his way into a tiny engineer's toilet, now trapped high inside the overturned hull. A miracle. A 4-foot dome of trapped air hovers just beneath the sink. He breaks the surface and inhales metallic, diesel-tainted oxygen. All around him, the ship groans like an animal in pain. He counts crew. 12 men reported, none answering. 30 meters of seawater press against every steel plate. Escape hatches are buried in mud. First night. Harrison's inventory. 1 can of Coca-Cola bobbing beside him, 2 small flashlights, no food, no life vest. He recites Psalm 121, prays for air to last, and listens as predators outside tear at floating stores and likely at the bodies of friends. At that depth, pressure compresses oxygen to 1/4 of its volume. Any breath he steals contains only fragments of what surface lungs enjoy. Experts later calculate he should have needed a 6-foot cube of air for 60 hours. His dome is barely half that. Danger isn't just oxygen. Carbon dioxide from exhaled breath builds quietly, turning air pockets into acidic poison long before oxygen disappears. When CO2 reaches 7%, consciousness slips. 12% stops the heart. Hour 15. Salt water leaches body heat, muscles shake in 19-degree seawater. Harrison rips cushions from a floating mattress, wedges the foam under his torso, and straps himself to plumbing pipes so he can keep his head in the shrinking air. Salt sores blister his skin. Every dip below the surface feels like needles. He clicks off both flashlights to save batteries. Total blackness. He hears bubbles gurgling from ruptured tanks, distant bangs as bulkheads collapse, then the scrape of something large against outside steel. Maybe rescuers, maybe sharks. He whispers, "God, don't let them forget us." Hour 30, flashlight back on. Waterline has risen a hand width. His fingertips prune and split. Diesel slick paints his chest. He can feel carbon dioxide's sting. Every breath burns throat and lungs. Still, he recites the psalm. Hooked by this survival nightmare? Subscribe now. New, impossible escapes drop every week. Hour 60. On the surface, Dutch company DCN Diving begins recovery, expecting only bodies for families. 3 divers drop through murky water, helmets beaming thin yellow cones. Inside the wreck, they thread narrow, upside-down corridors where chairs cling to ceilings and cables snake like vines. Their camera footage rolls live to topside. Suddenly, a pale human hand pushes through debris and grabs one diver's wrist. He screams through the regulator, "He's alive! He's alive!" Hearts pound topside as the control room erupts.
Fate once again, quietly hoping that by entering the ship, the divers didn't upset whatever delicate physics thing was going on here, flood his cabin with water, and trap him 100 feet underwater without any air. Minutes later, he saw a flashlight head down his hallway, and he frantically signaled to them as he felt his first wave of relief in days.
Harrison's body temperature hovers near hypothermia. His eyes are red from diesel, but he is standing, waist deep, in that same tiny air dome, grin wide with disbelief. A diver passes him a spare mask filled with warm, compressed air. They cannot simply jet him to the surface. After 3 days under 4 atmospheres of pressure, his blood is loaded with nitrogen. 1 breath at normal pressure could boil his veins. So the rescue becomes a physics exam. They guide him through water colder than ice feels, into a diving bell, then seal him inside a recompression chamber aboard the support ship. Over 48 hours, they tick down pressure in careful increments while medics monitor joints for the bends. 72 hours after capsizing, Harrison Okene steps onto deck, the lone survivor of 12. Reporters dub him the 72-hour man. He thanks divine mercy, trained divers, and the science of partial pressures in one breath. He never goes to sea again, but every anniversary he messages the families of lost crewmates. He says the ocean taught him two truths: darkness is temporary and air is a gift. When life flips you upside down, remember Harrison Okene. Breathe, pray, fight physics, and never give up before the rescue arrives. Share this miracle. Drop your favorite unbelievable survival tale below and smash subscribe for more truths that prove the impossible can happen.